Hi guys, I'm Larry the Butcher, and I'm sorry. This is also Better Know a Craft Beer, and I'm sorry. So let's start with the apology. To the wonderful people at the Ommegang Brewing Company in Cooperstown, New York, I'm sorry. I reviewed your beer, your amber ale. I posted the video and I edited it wrong. I'm sorry. Your beer deserves a much better review. I enjoyed the beer immensely, noting that it's a dessert beer. It's not a steak and potatoes beer, but it was a very good beer nonetheless. Not my natural fare, but if it was dessert, I would die for it. I'm sorry to the viewers who watched the video and actually got quite mad at me. And I thank you. I thank you for noticing a mistake that I made. A mistake that I unfortunately cannot correct in that video. But I can correct it in future videos, and I'll show you what I mean. This is the new laptop. This is Corel Video Studio X10. I like Corel Video Studio. It's affordable. It's powerful. It's the old Avid system, which once upon a time was the benchmark. It's really good for YouTube. I don't know if I would do a feature movie on it if someone said, here's a $3 million budget, make a movie. I would probably go with something like DaVinci Reveal. I believe it's what it's called. So anyway, what we have here, normally I'm using a mouse, and I'm in the kitchen, and I don't edit in the kitchen. I edit in the living room. So when this becomes a business, I can deduct space. This is the main video channel. Oh yeah, it's touchscreen too. I forgot about that. This is the new...
Go pee.
Brandon's going pee. Okay, go for it, bud. Here's the main video screen. I don't use this one. I leave this one blank. It becomes a right-click thing. So what I normally do is I have, here's my A-roll, and there's my B-roll. My B-roll is where I put my intro, my Wilhelm scream, and some other stuff. And sometimes when I do two-camera stuff, I will have, the video of me in this one here. And here I have two audio channels. Sometimes I'll separate the audio from the video. So technically I have as many video channels as I have, as many audio channels as I have video channels. But in this case, I have a main audio channel where I can do narration if I decide to go that way with some YouTube videos. And then this is the music channel. And what I do is I put my music in this channel because
Hi, Daddy.
It's music. Hi, Brandon. 99% of the time I use a song that's provided by YouTube called Bar Crawl. I like the sound. And what I'll normally do is I'll edit my video complete, and normally my audio is set at 100. And what I'll do is I'll put Bar Crawl in, and it's a 3.5 minute song, so I'll put it in. I'll adjust the audio down to 7. They're awesome. I'll reduce the audio to 7, then I'll copy and paste it. When I did the Ommegang video, I left it at 100. So that is why the audio sucks on it. So I apologize. The problem is I deleted all the raw. I don't keep the raw footage right now. I don't have the space. I don't have the money to create a 40 terabyte archive of raw video. 90% of the time when I go to review stuff, early on I kept some of the raw. I looked at it and I can what I need out of the finished products that I have. You'll probably see a new intro video in the next couple weeks, and that's all going to come from footage from finished videos. That's the problem. I learned a lesson. So what I'm going to do from now on is I'm going to edit the video, save it as an A file. It's going to be Ommegang brewing .mp4. Save it. And then I'll put the audio in and I'll save it again. And if I make a mistake, go back to the A file, upload it. I'll never have this problem again. This video that I shared the other day is going to be up forever. Mistake I made,
Daddy.
Brandon. It's a mistake I made. It's a mistake I can't fix, but now I know.
Hi, Mommy.
Now, hopefully, I made that mistake once before too. It's not the first time I made a mistake, but hopefully it's the last. What we're gonna do now is get to Better Know a Craft Beer. It's a road beer. It's not Steam Whistle. Most of my views come from the United States, so you've probably never heard of this. You should. I've had it. I've had it several times. I've cooked with it. I cooked with it on an episode that I don't know if it's aired yet or not. If I've edited it yet or not. Anyway, Whistle. It is premium Pilsner. A little prepared today. One of the cool things about Steam Whistle is they are located in the old roundhouse on the old rail yards in downtown Toronto, Canada. Are across the street from Skydome. It will always be Skydome to me. one of the great things about Steam Whistle is they make one beer, Pilsner. I'm on mobile, and it doesn't seem that it's optimized for mobile. You know what? If you go to Toronto, I recommend, if you're a beer drinker, I recommend you go to the Roundhouse. And it's not an advertisement, it's an endorsement. I'm not being paid for it. It'd be great if they could. I say a lot. One day I'll do a video where I just do a counter of all the I say. And one thing that's cool is their delivery trucks are rather unique. There was a 1970s Dodge van, a 1950s Ford truck. Our focus is on making one beer a Pilsner Canadians can be proud of. I've had it many times. This isn't a first time drink. We believe that world-class results require focus and dedication, so we developed a distinctive recipe for our single brand based on Europe's renowned brewing standards, yet is brewed freshly locally at our independent Canadian brewery. So you've got the mega breweries in Canada, Labatt, which is owned by InBev, Molson Coors, and then you have Moosehead as the largest independent brewer in Canada, and then I think Steam Whistle is in the next in line. We use traditional brewing techniques and only 4 natural ingredients, including spring water, malted barley, hops, and yeast. All GMO free. There is a 5th ingredient in every refreshing bottle, and that is the passion of our dedicated brewmaster and staff. My secret ingredient is love. The Roundhouse, home of the steam locomotives that helped pioneer our nation, Steam Whistle brings you Canada's premium Pilsner, celebrating an era of quality craftsmanship. We use just 4 natural ingredients. Okay, so you got a little bit of social media right there. Steamwhistle.ca. There is no, Facebook or anything of the sort on there, but I still think you could do it. A nice, it's very clear. I can see through it. And it's a Pilsner, so you don't worry about IBUs. And 5% alcohol, so you can have a couple of these and be okay, but, pace yourself. Or if you're like me at home, don't worry about it. If you got 4 days left of vacation. There's a tartness to it. I think it's the yeast. The yeast that they use, it just gets in there and just hits you on the top of your mouth. I think this would definitely be more a pork chop beer than a steak beer. A steak beer would, of course, be Guinness. One of the funny things about Steam Whistle is because they're located in downtown Toronto. Every time Toronto has bid for the Olympics, and I hope they never ever get it, I don't mean that to be mean, I mean that to be rational. The Roundhouse keeps talked about getting used for award ceremonies, and it would be a great venue. But all the tenants in the Roundhouse would get evicted, and now there is Steam Whistle, there's a restaurant. There used to be a Leon's, which is a furniture store in Canada. I think it's gone now. There are some beautiful old locomotives there, a couple cabooses, and they have a little mini gauge train that goes around this park. And there's a train museum. So they would all have to be evicted in order for the city of Toronto to host the Olympics. For Steam Whistle's been there for 20 some odd years. Take care of your brother that's been beside you for 20 years rather than the carrot dangling in front of you. I think the Olympics have lost their, but that's me. I think it's so bad that Paris is hosting the next Olympics, and only Paris and LA bid for 2020, so they automatically gave 2024 to LA. But the money involved is just, it will bankrupt any city. And, I wish Paris and LA the best of luck, but that's a lot of money. I'm getting off topic. Steam Whistle beer. For a second, I thought Moosehead was a Pilsner, but it's a lager. And lagering is actually a brewing process, and I'm not fluent into what that involves, but it's different. Like you could turn, there's a couple beers that I've tried if you want to go back in the catalog, where they're lagered Pilsners. I think it's almost like a distilling process. It's not like I have a computer and a smartphone behind me that I can find out. I'm suddenly reminded that because Alexander Keith's became the de facto India Pale Ale in Canada, and it really isn't an India Pale Ale because the IBU is like 5, that it's probably closer to a Pilsner than a Pale Ale. Maybe I'll start calling it Alexander Keith's India Pale Pils. That'll get me sued. Guys, I, of course, am Larry the Butcher. I highly recommend that if you can get it, try yourself some Steam Whistle beer. You'll enjoy it. I hope you guys understood what I meant there. I may add caption. I'll probably add caption. Thank you all once again. Thank you very much. This beer is for all of you. Love you all. We'll see you later.